All right, I explained how much I hate the term metaverse in a previous video, and everyone's sending me metaverse-related articles and things now, and I was told to react to this. Now, I did watch the first 20 seconds of this to see what it's about, and it's going to be a good one, guys. So here we go. Reaction to Metaverse piece on CNBC starring Shep Smith. Take it away, Shep.
The real estate investors are paying millions of dollars for plots of land that don't even exist. It's come to this. At least not where you and I can see the land. They're in the metaverse, the virtual reality space where a digital
The metaverse. It's in virtual reality. Okay. I hate that. I hate it.
private island can cost as much as an average American home, legitimately. On the land rush, where there is no real land. Here's CNBC's Andrea Day.
So where are we right now?
We are in Decentraland right now.
I'm in my home.
Oh, God, Decentraland. All right. Let me just say a couple of things before it goes in, because they're talking about property prices in the metaverse, blockchain-related games, which are selling property, which are selling land, basically, that does not exist. Well, it does exist inside their specific game or the VR environment they're in. And the wonderful thing about this is that this is not new. There's nothing new about it. Now, I just pulled up this article on Second Life before I jumped in here because I wanted to reference and I want actually to understand what prices were doing in Second Life before I watched this article, this news piece. But I couldn't find anything new about Second Life land prices. Now, Second Life was a metaverse created over 2006, a long time ago. Second Life is the MySpace of what you see Metaverse being right now. I mean, MySpace came along, then Facebook iterated, made it better, Facebook being the giant in the field. But even though MySpace was there first. So Linden Labs, who make Second Life, stopped publishing the metrics of land prices in 2010. But this is what happened in Second Life with land prices. I couldn't find current information on that, but keep this in mind as we go through this.
New York, and Andrew Kegel, a crypto entrepreneur, is in Toronto, Canada.
So let's go back a bit.
Kegel, I'm in my home in New York, and Andrew Kegel, a crypto entrepreneur, is in Toronto, Canada.
I love that. I love when boomers discover the metaverse. You see, I'm in New York, but he is somewhere else in the world. But we come together in the metaverse. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? To nobody at all.
We're at Amnesia nightclub in Decentraland.
But we're together virtually in the metaverse. That's me, that's Andrew, and there's my producer.
They're in nightclub. Oh, God. I hate... Okay, let me get through this.
Chris with the mohawk.
This is the museum district.
So what is this place? It's a digital world where you interact with real people, but as cartoon-like characters called avatars.
Andrea, I think you need to...
Just so you guys know, these cartoon-like characters in the metaverse, they are known as avatars. All right, I'm glad we learned something today.
Save that for the club.
Seriously, did boomers just discover Roblox? Did boomers just discover Minecraft? And after a decade or more of the kids playing this game, boomers discovered it and go, is this the metaverse? Can we do like the meme with like the butterfly meme? Is this the metaverse? It's Roblox.
District. Really, the metaverse is the next iteration of social media.
But there's more.
Is the metaverse the next iteration of social media? Look, I'm older, but I have young children, and I look to them. And every time I see them doing something that I don't quite understand, I dig in to understand. Now, they have been playing Roblox for years, and Roblox, which I thought was stupid looking, turned out to be something massive. It's a multi-billion market cap company right now. So I do look to them to understand future trends, and I can tell you with 110% full confidence that this Quest 2 sitting on my desk, fully charged every day, is used for 0% of my social interaction. So, am I just old, maybe? And maybe I'm just not with it. Then maybe my kids are with it. So my children have their own Quests in their room since before they could walk. Well, for the past 2 years, they've had their own VR headsets. And I can tell you that they do not use their VR headsets for social media at all. They do not do any social interaction with the VR headsets. So it's possible there might be people out there. Actually, I do know some people that spend a lot of time in VR chat, but I don't think that's the norm. Not that you're not normal in VR chat. Well, you're not. Everyone in VR chat is abnormal. Lots of cat girls with boobs.
I will take you guys to some more interesting areas.
Major artists are performing here, like Justin Bieber.
Wait, wait. Can I see that again? Let me see your face. Guys, the metaverse. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Justin Bieber.
You can go to a carnival, you can go to a music concert, you can go to a museum. All types of different experiences that you...
Okay, he's not wrong, Toronto guy here. My kids, I'm going to reference my kids a lot in this one, but they did attend a Lil Nas X concert in Roblox. And look, they had a great time. They're standing by the stage, they're jumping, they're mashing the spacebar to jump, and it was done very nicely. There was a concert, it wasn't live, obviously, it was a representation of Lil Nas X, and his music's playing, there's lights flashing, and there's people jumping around, having a great time in the concert. So yes, I can see that happening. I can see people using VR to attend virtual concerts. And I can see people using VR to attend museums. I know when my folks came over, I let them try my VR and go visit the Louvre in France to check it out virtually, which was awesome, and they loved that. So yes, that is VR, but it's not the metaverse where it's kind of blockchain related. No relation.
can explore and get immersed with.
But what has some investors paying millions to grab a piece of the action? Digital real estate.
Prices have gone up 400 to 500% in the last few months.
All right, so this ties in perfectly with what I pulled up earlier on Linden Labs' Second Life, where he's talking about prices have gone up 4,800%. Yeah, okay, so it's very possible that we are in the early stages of that. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be exactly as I can't tell you when the top is, or, well, there's got to be. Look, it's definitely a bubble. Everything NFT related, blockchain gaming related, it's all bubbly right now. And the point is that you can never, while you're in a bubble, you kind of know it, but there's no way of knowing when the bell will ring at the top. It's a game of musical chairs, and you just don't know when the music will stop. There will come a time, 100% guarantee there'll come a time where the bubble does deflate. It may pop violently, it may deflate gently. We don't know yet, but it will really, there's no way around it. It will happen.
Kegel is showing us around one of the hottest worlds in the metaverse.
It's not the hottest world. It just looks like Roblox, my God. Guys, that world is so hot right now.
Right now, called Decentraland.
Yeah.
So hot, his company recently dropped nearly $2.5 million on a piece of land
Sick.
here. Another hot world in the metaverse.
So, Sandbox. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So, Decentraland, listen, dropping $2.5 million to buy land. The only reason anyone is dropping anything, whether it's $500, $1 million, 2.5, like that guy did over there, is because they're in the bubble and it's inflating right now. And you know that you can sell that later, in a week or in a month or in 2 months enough for more money. That is not always going to be the case. Just ask landowners in Second Life. But Sandbox is another thing which is very interesting. Let's see what they have to say about that.
The Sandbox, where Janine Yorio's company that invests and develops virtual real estate, just spent more than $4 million on a parcel of virtual land. That transaction breaking records.
The Sandbox is probably the second most popular blockchain metaverse today.
Her company sold 100 virtual private islands last year for $15,000 each.
Those sell. Look, those sell like hotcakes. And the reason why they sell is because they know they can sell them for more money later. So buy it $15,000 now, sell it for $20,000 next week. It's how it's been lately.
Today they're selling for about $300,000.
Shit. All right, I was wrong. Sell for $300,000 later. That's insane. It is insane. I mean, if nothing says bubble to you, that definitely does. But again, while you're in the bubble, this is how it works. But nobody's going to ring the bell at the top. That is the risk.
which coincidentally is exactly the same as the average home price in America.
So why the digital land rush? Real estate broker Orrin Alexander explains.
The digital world to some is as important as the real world. So it's not about what you and I believe in, but it's about what the future does.
Orrin Alexander there, great point. The value you put on a virtual item is the same as the real world, but there's a very important differentiation to make here between gaming virtual items and blockchain virtual items. Now, I'm going to use Star Citizen as an example because that's a game we follow mostly in this channel. When you go and spend $1,000 or $2,500 on a shiny spaceship in the game, the value that ship has is time value to you. Now, you can go and spend the hours grinding for that, but is it worth more of your time, or rather not worth your time, to grind for that, or rather just spend the money on it? So for a lot of people that go, I'm just going to put the money in, and that's worth it to me. The value is not in reselling that item. The value is in you not putting the hours of grinding to get that item. So this is very, very different from the blockchain. Every single person buying anything on blockchain gaming is not interested in the gaming side of it. They're enjoying the profit side of it, the money side of it. There is no one going into the Sandbox or just Decentraland going, wow, this is an amazing game, Roblox, and I'm just dying to put money into it because I love this game. It's not that. If you love the game, go play Roblox. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. So I'm curious to see where this goes, because there's going to be some differentiation between gaming games and blockchain games, where the only reason people are in the blockchain game is for the profit incentive, not for the actual game part itself. This is all very early stage. I think it's fascinating. I'm curious to see where it goes. I have kind of a hint. I think I may know where it goes, but we'll see, because it's all very early stage, as I said.
And just like property in the real world, here it's also all about location.
There's areas when you first go into the metaverses where people congregate, so those areas would certainly be a lot more valuable.
It's Roblox. It's just Roblox.
Be a lot more valuable than the areas that don't have any events going on.
It's those heavily trafficked areas reeling in big...
This is not what it looks like. I like a boomer's image of the metaverse. You see, everyone's going to stand around. It's like all futuristic, like cyberpunk, there's Japanese signs in neon. Seriously, slap on one of these, all right? Go to VR chat. It doesn't look like that. It's a bunch of cat girls and anime characters running around. That's all it is. It doesn't look like a bunch of people dressed normally. No.
Vendors. Here in the Sandbox, this piece of land with Snoop Dogg's face on it is owned by...
All right, Sandbox. Now, this is something I actually follow, and Sandbox and Snoop Dogg are doing great. They're selling everything he does like hotcakes. Now, there was was it the alpha of Sandbox they're trying to show? And there was like a little pixelated character of Snoop Dogg dancing along, doing his little Snoop Dogg dances, and people stand next to him and taking screenshots and saying, I'm partying with Snoop Dogg. But look, obviously, Snoop Dogg was not there. And people saying, look at me, I'm in the metaverse with Snoop Dogg. Like, no, you're not. Okay, maybe you are, but it just bugged me that this is, I can't even formulate a thought on how ridiculous some of it is. But look, he bought a giant parcel of land, and everyone around him is trying to be his neighbor, and they're paying sick amounts of money to be his neighbor in the Sandbox. Obviously, great move by the Sandbox, great business move by them. They're making a killing off this. But let's see.
The rapper. He's building a virtual mansion on it. And talk about location. Someone just paid $450,000 to be his neighbor.
I think it absolutely matters who your neighbor is. That's kind of true of almost anything, right? It's like a club, and you want... So
this lady here trying to justify that. No, in the back of her head, she's going, wow, that's ridiculous that someone paid this kind of money. That's not right. That's not normal. But obviously, she's a professional. She works for the company. She's going to say how this was a wise decision. Very good. Here's the thing. And again, the guy paid $450,000. Are we at the bottom end of this? Are we at the top end of this chart over here? The The only reason someone paid $450,000 to be Snoop Dogg's neighbor in the metaverse is because they are pretty confident that in a month or in a week and a year from now, they'll sell that for $1 million. What happens when that doesn't happen? It's a game of hot potato. Going to toss the potato to the next guy and just make sure that guy holds it, because, you hold it for too long, you'll get burnt, and it's going to happen. And whether it happens next month or in 6 months or a year, it's going to happen. It will.
To be around people that share similar interests.
Buying land is pretty simple. You can buy it direct or through a developer, but you'll need to build on it and make it interactive.
You can decorate it, you can change it, you can renovate. It's code.
But there are...
And like I said, like the example I showed you with MySpace and Facebook, MySpace had the right idea. Facebook came along and made it big. Second Life, right idea. Now Sandbox is doing what Second Life did, and they meshed it with Roblox and kind of Minecraft all into one package. So I don't want to just say it's going to be a failure, because look, I think we know better than that. We know better than to say it's going to fail just because something similar to it did. Second Life didn't actually fail. It's still ongoing. But it's scary. These prices are insane. And at some point in time, it will deflate, either catastrophic or gradual, because nothing goes up like this and stays up.
Critics.
I would not put money into this that I didn't care about losing. I certainly wouldn't.
Okay, Mark Stapp coming in here with some logic. He's saying, listen, this is speculative. And even though the guy before you made $1 million, doesn't mean if you go in now, you will make $1 million. The big money in crypto has been made over the past 10 years. Will the next 10 years see the same amount of revenue generation in crypto projects like this? I don't know. Really, hindsight is wonderful, but you just can't tell going forward. It is a risk. And so this guy's right there. If you do put money in that you're willing to lose.
Mark Stapp is the director for real estate theory and practice at Arizona State University.
If it continues the way it's going, it is most likely going to be a bubble. You're buying something that isn't tied to reality. It doesn't make a lot of sense except...
So bubble, yes. Tied to reality, no. I think we're entering an interesting period here where virtual items have value, which we never really understood properly in the past. Again, my kids put massive value on the digital items they own in Roblox. You want to give them a Nerf gun or a doll as a present? No, they don't want that. They want Robux, which is the digital currency in Roblox. They want digital items. Those items to them are more important than physical items in the real world. That is something which is new, which older people might not grasp or understand. Younger kids, definitely. Growing up with it, there's no question. The very rare item you bought yourself in Roblox and you walk around and everyone's like, oh my God, you have that item. It has value. It has value to them as real as any item you can touch has value to you as an older person. Younger kids put great value on virtual items.
It may satisfy somebody's desire to participate in some gaming activity.
So why the land rush? Kegel says a lot has to do with Facebook's shift to virtual reality. And because of COVID, since we've all been stuck inside for a long time looking for ways to connect.
Interesting. All right, so Facebook's shift to being Meta and renaming the company as Meta. Again, I'm skeptical. This whole metaverse thing where social media is going to be done in VR, I don't know. I like pancake mode. And again, I'm watching the younger generation. And when I see the younger generation walk around like in the Back to the Future, sitting at the dinner table with a VR on, then I'll say, all right, we're there. But at the moment, we are not there. Now, I understand that there could be a lot of escapism. She's touching on everyone's stuck at home with COVID. Maybe people just want to escape into a virtual world. Maybe possible. But one thing holding technology, I think the Quest 2 is awesome. The next generation is going to be a lot better. There's a long way to go until I sit down and slap on my VR to be in social media. We'll see.
So what's next? Time will tell how high digital real estate prices.
By the way, guys, what you see here, this cartoon-looking character, this is called an avatar, all right? You understand that? Good.
Go in the metaverse. But unlike the cartoon avatars, the money spent here is real. Shep?
Yeah, right.
The real estate investors.
Okay, interesting. Let's wrap it up there. So let me know your thoughts on the metaverse. If you have younger kids, how involved are they in the metaverse of Roblox? Comments below. Thumbs up if you like my content. Subscribe. Catch you in the next one in the metaverse.